Huh?
Unless you've been living under a rock, then you must already know how weird the Roblox platform is. The overwhelming majority of the games are straight up trash, as if the developers didn't put an ounce of thought into the development process. Then there's a big portion of the playable games that are literally made for toddlers, and the overwhelming majority of the rest are games that are just copies of one another, trying to hop on trends and get some quick cash, with the few exceptions of a few games that are actually interesting, well made, and have fun gameplay. But you already knew all of this, right? But what if I told you that Roblox in 2024 is about to get even crazier? And I know maybe it's hard to picture. I mean, for sure it can't get any crazier and weirder than it is already, right? Well, you guessed wrong, buddy. By the way, this is not just speculation. What I'm about to say is pretty much a guaranteed thing, and by the end of the video you will be convinced as well. Okay, so in Roblox we see a lot of trends, not only in terms of what genres or types of games are being pushed out, but also in features. Like, for example, every game has a gamble system, like a spin system. I actually like this feature, and a lot of beta games are paid to play, meaning you have to pay Robux to play. I guess that didn't need an explanation, but whatever, you get the point. Whatever people are pushing out, people start pushing out those type of games and features, and you already knew all of this. But problems come when players accept it as the norm, or players just assume that this is the baseline of quality we're at right now. In order for you to truly understand, I need you to understand the concept of hedonic adaptation, which basically states that even when improvements have been made, or deterioration for that matter, people after a long enough exposure to it will start accepting it as the baseline, and it is this very tendency that is going to create a large gap in the Roblox platform, which will end up affecting development. Now, what I'm about to say won't happen overnight, but it will start in 2024. Actually, I feel like it has already started. The serious projects in Roblox, like the actual good ones that are being pushed out, like Roses, Deep Woken, even though Deep Woken is not that new anymore, Peroxide, Parkour Reborn, Jujutsu Infinite, are all peak quality, and they're peak in almost every aspect of their game. Scripting, building, animations, models, VFX, game design, you name it. They're incredibly good in almost every aspect. Now you might be like, well, yeah, but what does that have to do with any of this? I mean, if anything, that's good, right? It is good for players. Well, let me explain. In Roblox you can find tons of different types of people with tons of different types of likes and dislikes, right? But in the end, when it comes to games, generally speaking, there are just two types of games: casual games and hardcore games. The games I stated earlier could be considered hardcore games because you gotta grind in them, keep up with the meta. There's a really big learning curve. You gotta put in the work to get items, level up your character, etc. You get it. If you really take a look at the last big grind games that have actually survived in Roblox, they've all looked pretty good, and they've all had good script and VFX, etc. I just mentioned this is good. But on the flip side, casual games are just getting worse and worse. Like, if you make a very bad hardcore game, people won't play it, or people will play it and it will die in like a day, a week max. But casual games are getting worse and worse, and the worst part is people are playing it for some reason. Casual games are getting worse and worse. Developers are doing the most to get the bag and the minimum to provide good gameplay for the players. And this is not me in any Roblox casual games or developers. There are a few of them that I actually enjoy, like the ones I'm showing in the background. Most of the games that are shown in the background are casual games, since I don't really have time to grind in video games anymore. They said when you analyze these two things, then you clearly start to see a very large gap in quality between simple casual games and hardcore games, or any serious project for that matter. I mean, hell, I think the only casual game that is actually like good right now and has like a really good amount of players is Blade Bowl. I don't think there's any other casual games. I mean, you have a couple here and there, but like they're not new, they're very old actually. So serious projects are getting better and better with every new big release, and casual games are getting worse and worse, not because there aren't any big releases, but because there are so many bad casual games that people play. I really do believe that this gap in quality will get extremely polarized in the future, so much to the point that we will only see good games being only hardcore games, and only a very few casual games will be considered decent, and you will have to put in great amount of work to pull them off. This is good for players because they will get more high quality games, but this could be considered bad for developers, since not all of them have the team or the budget to make every aspect of their game peak, which is why I think making simple casual games with interesting and fun gameplay is better when you're starting, since it is a little bit easier and people tend to forgive more things in those situations. And this is not to discourage, but actually to achieve the very opposite effect of this. If you're a developer, then this is your sign to really get on that grind and start making as much progress as possible. The barrier to entry to this is getting higher and higher with every new release. Honestly, I'm not sure for how long it will stay like this before starter developers can't get a fair chance anymore. So make sure you start leveling up to the max. Anyways, that's all I got for today, bro. In case you've missed it, I created a server in which I'll be on once or twice a week to help you with development. So if you're interested in that, then you already know what to do. It's the first link in the description. This said, keep leveling up, bro. Be safe, and I'll see you when I see you. Peace.